right? Come on, honey.
Yes, dear.
Which way was it?
Down here, to the right.
Take that, you scum-sucking dog! Want some candy?
Brian!
Hello and welcome to another day in paradise. Should you go or should you stay? Should you go and repatriate back to Africa, or should you stay in the diaspora? That's the question I pose today. I'm going to try and answer this for you, but please, I'd like to ask you to like, subscribe, share and click the bell notification. So, what are the benefits of returning back to Africa, and what are the benefits of staying in the diaspora? Well, of course, the benefits of staying in the diaspora is, for one, you don't have to upheave your entire family and travel 5,000 kilometers to a place where you've never lived before, where there's lots of uncertainty. So you have stability if you stay in the diaspora, because you know the diaspora, you was probably born in it, you live in it. So that's the main attraction of staying in the diaspora. Another one is that you're in a developed country. You don't have to develop the country. You don't have to help towards it. So that's another benefit. All you have to do is focus on paying your bills and live your life. So what are the benefits of repatriating? If you repatriate, you can build a new life. You don't have to worry about your credit, because you're not going to drag that over to Africa with you and start they don't do credit in most of Africa anyway. I don't know if you know this. They don't do credit, so you don't have to worry about that sort of a thing. You can buy yourself a house. If you didn't have a mortgage before, you can easily go and buy yourself a house. You don't need to get a mortgage, you don't need to lend money. You just pay in terms, organize a payment structure with the house builder, and that's it. Brand new house that you can pay monthly, and you can finish paying that house off within 3 years. So you don't have something hanging over your head, and you have guaranteed property that you don't ever have to pay property taxes towards, like these vultures in Western Europe. You buy a house, you have to pay property taxes. So essentially you're paying for the right to own a house, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And of course there's the big one. Submerging yourself into people that look just like you, reconnecting with your history, reconnecting with your people, having your kids, your children grow up in an environment where they are not minorities. These are the big ones, really, when it comes to the reasons why most people are repatriating back to Africa. So the question that I posed in the beginning, should you stay or should you go? I mean, it's of course subjective. It all depends on your circumstances. As I've just said, there are arguments towards doing both. But I want to pose you another question to you. Have you ever seen how the diasporans of other nationalities, races and ethnicities, how they do it? Do you ever see them asking these questions of themselves, of their people? Oh, you should go, you should stay. They don't do that, do they? Do you ever hear them having debates on whether they should stay, a Chinese man, whether having a debate on whether he should stay in China or whether he should go to Europe? No. They don't have these debates. It's part of the problem that we have as African diasporans. We have debates which are literally useless, completely useless. I can answer this question straight away, and it's very easy. If you look at the way the other diasporans of other nationalities, ethnicities and races do it, they do both, don't they? They work as a team, and they do both. They send some away, keep some there, and they exploit wherever they go. You've seen this. We see people like the Israelis do it. Look at the way the Israelis did it. It didn't take them long. 70 years, and they infiltrated the United States government, and essentially now the United States is a proxy country of Israel. They do thy bidding. Whatever the Israelis want, the Americans will do for them. The Israelis say jump to the Americans, and the Americans say how high. You got to remember, it's not the Americans actually doing the jumping, it's actually the Israelis posing as Americans, because most of the people who are making those decisions in the United States, most of the people in the government have dual Israeli citizenship. So it's them who are running the show. It's the reason why they're giving billions and billions of dollars a year to Israel. Why would you give billions of dollars a year to a country that's not even underperforming? Why would you give billions of dollars in aid? Why does Israel need aid? They don't need it. They don't need the aid. They don't need to be given free weapons, free warships, free aeroplanes, fighter jets, brand spanking new Raptors. The Americans are giving them. Why do you think all that's happening? It's because the Israelis were not stupid. They didn't just look at the them going over to America as them repatriating and then settling down their roots in another country. They saw it as a necessity to prolong to preserve their own society over in Israel. Israel for them is everything. They have loyalty to Israel, not to the United States. But we are different, right? We don't look at things in that way. For us, most of us, especially those in the United States, they have loyalty towards their country, which I cannot understand. I just can't understand why you would have loyalty towards an entity that did something like what it did to your ancestors. All over the diaspora, you will see people. In the UK as well. I don't understand how you would get people fighting in armies in the UK. Why would you do that for? Okay, fair play. If you're going into the army so you could learn how to be a killer, so you can train how to protect yourself. Fair play to you, and then you do your service and then you leave. But those who go in, who say they bleed for the Union Jack, Boy, oh boy, oh boy, have those people got problems. So the question is not whether you should go or stay in the diaspora. That one is a foregone conclusion. We as a people should work as a team. We should work together, and we should do both. We should take what is ours in the diaspora. We should snatch it if we need to. We should take it. It's ours. We built it. In America, you built it. The United States belongs to you. You just haven't had the means to take it. Our ancestors, their blood, sweat and tears are what built largely all the infrastructure that you see here. Everything you see here, it was built using our ancestors. You understand this? Like cattle. So what? We're supposed to just leave it. Oh, let's just leave it. No, of course not. You should do both. But this is where we're struggling. We're struggling to work as a team. Like I was saying yesterday, unity. We don't have that. We struggle with unity. We can't work together, even though we need to. The Pakistanis in the UK, the Indians in the UK, the Koreans over in the United States, probably less so. They tend to really love the United States. A lot of the Asian countries love the United States, so when they go to the United States, they get a lot of loyalty towards the United States. They didn't do anything really to them, did they? But I'm telling you this now. They all know the score. They don't have this love for their adopted country. They are there to use it, to enrich themselves. They know what it took from their people, and they're saying, yeah, well, I'm going to take it back. That's what I'm here for. I have an uncle over in the United States. Now he's still there. He's going to leave soon, and he can't wait. He's been living in the United States now for the last 40 years, and he said, and he's always said this, by the way. First time I met him was in the 80s, and he said the same thing. He said, this is not my country. I'm here to make my money, and after I've made my money, I am leaving this hellhole. Those were his words. He knows the score. He knows how he was treated. He knows how his people was treated. He knows, he knows this. He knows the score. He knows the lies, the deceit, and he knows the types of people that run the country. So he has no loyalty towards it. Shouldn't that be, logical? Shouldn't we know this? We should know this, right? So it boils down to this. Should we stay in the diaspora and fight for a seat at their table, or should we move to Africa and build our own table? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I think we should move to Africa and build our own table, but I also think we should build our own table in the United States, and also in the United Kingdom and in France and everywhere else. We should build our own institutions, our own companies, powerful entities inside the diaspora, like the Jews have done in America. They have these lobbying groups, and they can just ask whatever they want. The rules don't apply to them. The rules do not apply to them. So that is what I think we should do. We should do both. So What do you plan to do? Do you think returning back to the diaspora is the best thing for you? Or for our people? Do you think that perhaps staying in the diaspora would benefit you? I would like to hear what your thoughts are on this, so please leave a comment below. Once again, I'd like to thank all the fresh new subscribers that have joined the family. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'm looking forward to making some really good content coming up. Really good. Really put a lot of time and energy into some of the stuff that I'm doing now. So some really exciting times ahead. So welcome to the family. So until the next time, I'm going to enjoy the last of this summer sun. So